Hello and welcome to our live build of NoCode automations number 2. In today's video, we're going to be building an automation that comes from one of our users, Vinkata, and what he wants to do is capture playlists from YouTube and add them to a Notion database, but he also wants to get thumbnails, links to videos, links to channels, and some other information. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So what are the no-code live builds all about? In this video, I'm going to show you how I think about building a no-code automation. I'm going to explore some of the tools that we have access to at Bardeen.ai, so you can start training your mind to see what's possible, to see how things work, how I troubleshoot errors in case they come up, and you can use this knowledge to train your neural network so you can build really cool stuff yourself. So let's dive into it. The first thing I want to do is map out the automation. So we have a few components. We want to capture data from YouTube playlists. I already have a link prepared. This is a playlist link. We're going to explore it in just a second. Then I want to add data to Notion, and obviously I want to have a database in Notion for our YouTube videos. Okay, so we have 3 components here, and yeah, I think this is pretty good to go. So we can do things in order, or we can organize them in a way that's going to be a little bit easier for us to visualize what we're doing. So in my case, I need to create a database first instead of like capturing data from YouTube. And that's what I'm going to do. Let's build an inline table inline, and then we're going to call it YouTube videos live build. Okay, and then let's configure which fields we're interested in. This is very important. So video name, I'm just going to keep name parameter. Then let's get the thumbnail. I'm going to pick files and media as the data type. Thumbnail, give it name. Then want to get the link to the video. We'll just call it link and have the URL type over here. Finally, let's get the channel name and channel URL. Cool. So here we have the database with the following 5 fields. I'm going to open the database, and this is a very important part. Nobody has access to your databases until you give access to the database. So you need to click on share and share it with the appropriate bot. I have the demo bot over here. So Bardeen demo main, and let's click on invite. And the last thing I want to do is I want to give Bardeen access to this specific database. So let's do exactly this. I'm going to open Bardeen. If you don't have the extension yet, you better install it, Bardeen.ai, and let's click on this suggested playbook, get access to Notion from the current page. You need to have the current page open so that it knows this is the database we're interested in. Cool. So we have access to the database, and let's actually turn this into bullets. And the database is created. Now let's go ahead and capture from a YouTube playlist. In order for us to do this, we'll need to create a scraper model. So scraper model extracts information from a page. It can be the currently open page, or it can be a page in the background. And then we want to actually get the data using scraper model. And this will be the last model that we created. I'm going to show you what this means in just a second. Okay. Using the scraper model. Perfect. Thanks, Grammarly. And here we have an example of a YouTube playlist. So on the left side, we have the name of the playlist, and on the right side, we have the videos. Let me click on option B. Into the page hasn't fully loaded. Let's do option B. Boom, there we have it open. And now I want to write a command. Bardeen works with commands. Those are actions that you can take on the website. The first command is called new scraper model. If you're not sure what commands to use, you can check out our guides, or you can go to the commands catalog and see what commands are available. So we're creating a new scraper model. We have 3 types of scraper models. The first one captures information from individual pages. So if there's only one element of a type on the page, you want to use an individual scraper model. For example, when we're looking at a LinkedIn profile, it only has one name. But if we're looking at a LinkedIn search, then it's going to have multiple names that show in a list. And that's what we'll use the list scraper for. Same element, but that element shows up multiple times, and that's how our scraper knows, hey, there are multiple elements for you to capture. In our case, we want to pick the list scraper because we have multiple elements. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on 2 similar elements just to show our engine what list items look like. Let's click on the first one and the second one. As you can see, we highlighted all of the elements and separated them really nicely. Now I want to capture specific fields by clicking on them and giving them the same exact names as we have in the database. This is very important because this is how you map the data that we're going to extract from here to Notion. So the first one is called name, and it has text data type. Now we're going to click on the same element to extract a URL from here. This is going to be the URL for the video, and it was called link, I believe. Okay, let's select the thumbnail and let's pick image. Yes, we can pick up images, which is pretty dope. And it was called thumbnail. Lastly, we have channel name, and then we have channel link. Let's pick link. Was it channel link or channel URL? URL. Okay, let's pretend it's channel URL. Okay, so we have the name, the link, thumbnail, channel name, channel URL. Okay, those are the fields that I'm interested in. This looks good to me. And let's give our scraper model a name. Let's call it YouTube playlist scraper. Let's save it. And now we can choose pagination. For list scrapers, information can be distributed across multiple pages, so it can be loaded dynamically. So in my case, I don't think that's the case. I think all videos get loaded right away. So I'm just going to click on no pagination, and boom, there we have our scraper model created. Now let's sneak peek into the database, and yes, it's called channel URL. I got it right. So we got the scraper model created. Now let's get data using that scraper model. So we are on the page, and from this page we're going to get data using the scraper model. Get data using the scraper model, take the last scraper model, and by default it's going to run on this page, but you can also run this automation in the background, and you can specify the URLs that you want our scraper to visit, and it's going to extract information in the background. If you don't specify this on URL parameter, it's going to extract information from the currently open page. Okay, drum roll, and there we have the information. Here we have 7 videos, 3 over here and 4 that are hidden. So created a scraper model, got the data from the current page, and finally let's add information to Notion. The command is called add pages to Notion. Using database, it was called YouTube video live build with data, and we use table data from the last command. Last is a relative command that says, hey, whatever you got in the previous command, use that. And that's what we're doing. Run this. Okay, and it has been successfully executed. Look at that. This is working perfectly. I'm going to clean the sheet up. I'm going to create a new view, and it's going to be a gallery view. Let's call it gallery. and we're going to go ahead and pick the preview image from card preview, thumbnail. Look at that, 7 videos. Isn't that nice? I like that. I love watching this in action. Cool. So we've done all of this, and now we obviously not want to do all of the steps from scratch every time. So we're going to save this automation into a playbook. Playbook will be just one click. It's going to add stuff to the Notion database. Cool. Let's launch Bardeen. You can launch it from anywhere, from any page, and we're going to click on new playbook, and let's call it add YouTube videos to Notion database. YouTube videos from playlist. So add YouTube videos from a playlist to a Notion database. Creating a model, getting the data, and here we have a database that we've specified. If you click on parameterize, it's going to ask you for this variable every single time. Because I want to share this specific playbook with a user, I'm going to parameterize this. Again, if he tries to add stuff to my database, he will not be able to do this. So we're going to leave this part as customizable every time to database. Cool. All right, we can choose the color. Let's click on save playbook, and there we have our automation. Now let's find another playlist and see this in action. NoCode playlists. Let's filter and let's get playlists. Let's get something much bigger. I wonder why it's called. All right, let's do it. NoCode, one word. Okay, and then let's call it, okay, playlist. That's the type. Let's see if there's anything interesting. So we have 10 videos right there. I want to get a fatter playlist. There's one in Russian. There's one with 91 videos. Let's click on that for the sake of an experiment. This is not the type of page we're looking for. We need this type of look because this is how we build the automations. Okay, so it's all loaded. Now let's see if we can add 91 videos to our database with our automation. Drum roll. Let's click it and let's pick the database. YouTube videos. I'm a little nervous. Let's click on run this and see the extraction in action. Okay. Boom. Okay. Holy shit. It worked. Look at this. This is great. Wow. Wow. This is awesome. I'm getting blown away myself because it doesn't always work. And then when you make something like this work on the first, I love it every single time. So the next thing I would do if I were in your shoes, I would probably create an automation that adds one video to this video's database. So we can say playlists, but in reality, you're probably watching a video and you can say, hey, I want to add this particular video to a database. The tricky part that I see is this. We will not be able to get access to a thumbnail unless you have some sort of an extension, and even with that I don't think we can do this. So we can add this video but not with the thumbnail. So we can get channel URL, link. If you find an element somewhere, tell me where it's located because I'd love to build something like this. Let me just do this automation really quickly. This is a little bonus that we didn't plan for. And let's create a new scraper. Actually, let's clear everything up and create a new scraper model. And in this case, it's going to be the individual scraper because each element shows on the page just once. Let's get the name. Let's get the channel name. Let's get the channel URL. URL. What's the channel URL? All right, goldfish memory. And what else do we want? We want to grab the link to watch the video. I'm going to show you how to do this in just 1 second. What else do we want? We have 3 variables. We cannot grab the thumbnail. We can get the link, and we had 5 variables total. Okay, for us to get the link, let's see what else is possible. We have the page title or the page URL. Let's do the page URL, and let's call it, was it called link? I think it was called link. Okay, let's call it YouTube video scraper. Okay. Link. Okay, this is perfect. I'm going to click on cross and then save this guy. Okay, and let's try to get data using scraper model. Run this and see the information it extracts. Okay, so it looks good to me. Sneak peek. Looks like it's called link indeed. This is the toughest part for me, memorizing stuff. And let's add a page to a database. Let's pick that live build database with data. Use last data. Click on run this. Okay, and then we can see the page. Let's click on view page. And there we have it. This is awesome. This is perfect. I love it. Cool. Let's save this as a playbook. Let's call it YouTube video. Save YouTube video to Notion. Okay, make it red. And in this case, I want to bake in this variable. I want to always edit to this specific database. So when I watch the next video, I just want to click one button and it's going to get saved. Okay, let's click on save this. And let's pick another video that we're interested in. Let's click on this long video. Let's do option B shortcut.
Hi everyone, my name is John. And today
all right, John, pause you, save video to Notion, extract the information, and boom, there we have it. Let's click on view page. And there we have it. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? And then I can take notes on the video. Okay, let's go back to our page and sum everything up. What we've done, we've created 2 playbooks. The first playbook extracted a list of all videos inside the playlist, and then it added it to Notion. And then we had really nice thumbnails because we picked this median files type of view. Okay, here is our playlist. Everything worked really nicely. And if you want to try out Bardeen, try out the scraper, I'm going to leave the link to download Bardeen, or you can go to bardeen.ai, and I'm going to leave an article to the advanced scraper tutorial where you can learn all of the intricacies, all of the commands, etc. And if you have an idea for what we should do next for our live build session, definitely comment below and we'll make that happen. Cheers, and until next time.